Welcome to Workshop Wednesday. We are so glad to be back with you today. And guess what? We've been live for the last hour on Clubhouse. So if you're not on our Clubhouse, you need to join us. Put Clubhouse in the comments and we will make sure you get added to that room. We generally would go live at about 30 minutes into our Workshop Wednesday, but we decided to flip the script. We went an hour early. And we have a full room full of people. We're all talking about STRs right now. So, Jana, you're hot off the press, like hot off an STR today, right?
Yes, we did a site visit to 9 units that we've set up, and we also set up their closets, their supply closets for their cleaners. So 9 units in one building, and then just a little extra information. One of the units, as far as the supply closet, will be it's all of the, I guess you can say, the consumables, and then another unit for clean linens, and then the other final would be for the dirty linens that the linens company can pick up and get cleaned up. So yes, we are so excited to have those done and just thriving. They're already live for our amazing client. And I know when it comes to staging, when it comes to design, when it comes to short-term rentals, it really all works hand in hand.
Yes, well, kudos to you coming off of the biggest event of the year and rocking out, leading your team so strong and mighty to finish those 9 short-term rentals. And that's kind of our topic today. So we're talking about STR hacks.
Yes.
How to get the most for your ADR for your unit. And so you leading your team at Model My Home and just making sure and seeing like, okay, this unit, knowing the area that you're in, what is it going to need, the linen closet, to pick up the laundry. Those are all things that need to be considered when investing in a short-term rental, corporate rental, short stay, whatever that might be. And so I know, Jana, you personally have your own, but then your team also has staged so many. So I feel like you're kind of the queen of the hack. So are you going to give us some insights today that we can share with our community?
Absolutely. I know we already dropped a couple of mattress brands that would be super easy for you guys to implement, because it is about average daily rate. How do we pump that up, and how are we earning 3 to 4x what our typical bills are within that property? So as you're setting up units for people or properties for people, knowing what items need to go in for like the furniture, art, accessories. You guys have talked about theming up, and that may work really, really well. Like who is our avatar here? And then of course the consumables in the kitchen, in the bath, what type of linens are going to be used, and understanding the difference between hospitality versus, just a quick dollar. So you have to understand that this is a long game, right? This is a long game, not just a short game. So if you're setting up units for others, what's going to hold up in wear and tear? What's going to continue to be able to have that durability, the sustainability, but also look great in the video and in the photography, so that people can book those properties when they are looking, just like we do with hotels. It's the same shopper's attitude. Which one is going to be in the right location? Which one is going to have room? Which one is going to offer those different incentives or some type of amenities that's different than the others? That's what it's all about. So that's how you increase that average daily rate. Is, my gosh, you just have more people staying, or you create such an experience that people want to come back and they want to stay longer. We literally, Lori, have had people, if they don't have a back-to-back turnover in a property, they extend their stay. And so that's kind of nice when they have such a great experience that they add days, add extra nights, and they want to come back. And that's what we're going for. So we're going to definitely give you guys some hacks today. And Lori, I know that we are talking through, we're talking through with our clients. We are talking to our students just about some of those great things that we can share as far as the hacks go. So I want to just start off by kitchen. Here's a few kitchen essentials that are also a next level. So thinking about what's typically going to go in a kitchen. Now, is this going to be a larger property? We just got off with one of our amazing clubhouse friends that said, I have a 4-bedroom. Well, that 4-bedroom that might sleep 10, may sleep 12, it's going to need more of a stocked kitchen. We even might have a rice cooker in there. We may have a Ninja blender. We may upgrade to not only having a Keurig where they could get a single serve of coffee, but they may also be able to have the typical, I guess you could say, Mr. Coffee, the coffee maker. You can get different brands, right? But now we have volume that we're feeding and making sure that everyone has that incredible stay. So you have to really rethink when it comes to what are my kitchen essentials for an efficiency apartment versus that 4-bedroom, and it can't be the same list. And it's not just about the volume, but it's about the quality of goods. That's how you increase your average daily rate. For us, this is just a little quick thing. Think about the branding of some of your throw blankets, the pillows. Like, you can literally get UGG pillows. You can get UGG throws. So these are more like, Ralph Lauren. You might think about just where can you have a little bit of branding within that property that you can shout out. So it's a next level stay. People will pay more when the quality is there, the branding is there, and they feel like you haven't just put anything in the property, but you've really thought about it at a whole nother level. So I know we've got questions on Clubhouse, and you guys for sure get your questions ready. But thinking about the kitchen, thinking about the bathrooms, the towels, are we using larger towels instead of just the smaller bathroom towels? Are they going to hold up? Are they like a hotel brand, a luxury brand? We just got off of our Black Friday, and that was a wonderful time to load up. Cyber Monday, load up on your Roku TVs. That's super simple. The remotes, right? So we will do 50s or 55 inches in the main areas for TVs. And then in the bedrooms, we'll do around 43 inches, but they're all Rokus. That means if one remote goes missing, now guess what? We can pick up the other remote from the living room or the bedroom, and it works on all of those TVs. So that's just kind of a hack that, again, doesn't disrupt the experience when someone is coming in. So I'm a big believer in it's the little things that make the big difference. So whether you're branding at a next level, whether it's super simple when it comes to technology that they can use, and you can show pictures of the simplification of the TV and the equipment that's in the property, how quick the speed is on internet. If you have travel and remote workers, then you want to make sure that they understand, the speed of the internet and that you've upgraded that. So Lori, I know as we talk through what should be in a kitchen, what should be in a bathroom, the essentials, next leveling it helps increase that average daily rate, no doubt. We try to do games, but we avoid things like puzzles, anything where a missing piece is going to ruin the game, right? We don't want that to happen. So when it comes to our maybe it's the games that we continue a dominoes game, or it is something where we are doing the stackables and things that if one piece goes missing, the whole game is not ruined. So think through that. Multiple decks of cards, just backups to the backups, so that the people that reset. I mean, the cleaners are not just the cleaners. They literally reset those properties. So they've got to know, what do I need to check? What do I need put in the property. If something goes missing, I have that backup so I don't disrupt the experience.
Yes, and I know our family's a big Scrabble player, and so if we're getting away, right, to get some R&R, some rest and relaxation, and there's a Scrabble game there, we're definitely going to play it. Another big for us is like if they have vinyl records in the unit that we can play. Now, side note, if you're an investor, you have to realize that they're probably going to get scratched, and if you're staying in the unit, they're probably not going to be in the best. But I love that. I love that different experience, because when is the last time really anybody listened to vinyl records, right? Just the sound of it and listening to a whole album from start to finish, and not just having like Spotify on that plays a whole bunch of different random songs. So I love those personal things. Having areas. I know that earlier when we were on Clubhouse, one of our stagers that's part of HSRA, they found like a small closet and they didn't know what to do with it. And they made it a speakeasy, which I thought, oh my goodness, I love secret nooks. Like those little surprises that you can do make the experience so much better for people. And partnering with good people that are in the area, I thought about one, like, especially if you have a single family house and you know kids are coming, or most likely going to be a part of that, like Sleeps 12, you know it's going to be a family, right? What if you had a discount at the local movie theater? You know, maybe they want to go to the movies, or there's like a Scandia or something, that there's extra little bonuses throughout the house. That's going to have them make the effort to go in and give the review, because reviews are so important when it comes to short-term rentals, right? Because people, that's the first thing that I look at is like, I want to see, I want to see if they're able to post pictures of it to see what it really looks like versus the professional pictures. And then two, I want to know how the experience was, because a lot of times people are coming from out of state and they don't know the neighborhood.
Right.
And so those little things that they can do, I know you go above and beyond for your clients. I know you have a little book with QR codes they could scan and find different things out. All of that makes the difference. And so I would definitely ask you, because I would say by now, as long as you've been doing it, you are an expert. And so I would say, what are some rookie things that people tend to do that they just don't know what they don't know, and how they can go about making that experience better to increase their ADR?
Well, I think they try to do it so fast. They try to get their unit up, their property up, and they really don't stay there themselves and figure out what's missing. I know for us, staying in different properties, we knew that it was a must, not an option. It was a must that a mirror needed to be in every bedroom. Why? Because think about if you are sleeping 10 and there's two bathrooms. Well, where are people going to put on their makeup and finish getting ready and those type things? So we knew that when it was our time to start hosting and setting up, we have to have those mirrors to create extra get ready zones, so to speak. We also knew that we had to create a workspace. So another mistake is not creating a dedicated workspace, and you can literally do that with an entry table and a chair, and you can back it up against the sofa. You can put it on a wall. You can put it underneath the TV and just put a nice little chair there. And that's going to be something, instead of it being an entertainment center that might not get used very much, now it becomes usable space. So think about usable square footage. I think that a lot of people, they just don't really know how to maximize the zoning in their properties to really have that valuable square footage that's going to be used. Take those outdoor spaces if you can, and think about creating multiple zones in the outdoor space. That's another reason, a way to increase ADR, that people might just getting started. They're like, oh, we just need to put a table and 4 chairs. So I would say always walk through, take time to linger throughout the property, and how can you create zones, and then experience it yourself. Stay there at night yourself and be able to ask, disconnect that it's your property or it's a property that you're setting up for someone, and you're able to just go, okay, these are my missing pieces, and this is what I'm going to do to really enhance the experience.
That's so good. I was going to say that when we were on Clubhouse earlier, And I was thinking to myself, well, a great way to see how you could set yourself apart to raise your ADR would actually be to stay in like-minded or like units in your area, basically your
Yeah.
competition, to see like, oh, I really like that they did this, or I like that, or oh man, they don't have any of this. And then when on your write-up on whatever platform you use, you want to make sure that you're highlighting the great things that you offer. Like one of our guests on Clubhouse was saying how they are known for having the most comfortable bed. So is that a title in your description? You know, get the best sleep of your life at our, you know, at our short-term rental or whatever that is. You have a pool with a grotto, like come relax, you know, whatever that is, what sets you apart, and highlight those things in your description on the platform that you're listing it. And then hopefully your guests are confirming those things in their reviews that they left for you. So I think that's really interesting too. Stay in your own. See if it works for you. What's missing? Take note. Literally have your little talk to text. You go to get, I don't know, a spoon, or go to make dinner and something's missing. Oh, note to self, I need this. And that's also why it's so important to work with people who know how to get these units up and running efficiently and with all the bells and whistles.
No doubt. And maybe we have staging companies out there listening. Maybe we have the designers out there, and it's the same ball game, guys. Like, know who the client is, know what the home has to offer, and how do you highlight it? How do you share in that experience? And how is it different? How is it unique? It is telling a story. I believe that staging is storytelling. And so we've got to create those moments. And as you mentioned, the good news is with the write-ups, we get to share, in Word now. And the guests that leave comments are going to be some great content that you can pull and add into, because now you know what was important to them, what they highlighted, and that's probably going to be another reason that someone else is going to stay there. So if it is the sleep, then go ahead and highlight that sleep. If it is the walk to the park, maybe you're pet friendly, whatever the situation is that people want to stay, you're going to attract that same avatar by using those comments into now updating that text. Because as you know, Lori, like, it's not about setting it and forgetting it. You have to continually maintaining, just like if we set up a stage and that stage could get a little stale if it's 60 days old. So we've got to go back, we have to refresh it. So how do you continue to refresh your existing short-term rentals, your listings, your home that you live in? And you want to keep it moving, keep it fresh. And then you may have to take pictures again if it's an STR, but that's okay, because we want to make sure that it stays relevant, and it kind of resets the different platforms to be able to highlight your property again.
So good. I do have a question as we're rounding out our 30 minutes here on the Home Staging Network Workshop Wednesday. Just came to me, my random thoughts, but how do you know, as a STR host or owner, how much you could change your ADR? So you have done these things. How do you know, like looking at other properties in the area, or how do you know how much to increase it once you've taken these steps to do all of the things? Like, is there a formula? Do you have a special sauce you can share with us?
Yeah, there are different tools that will tell you what the average rate is in your area. There's so many different things. Airbnb, the platforms will typically tell you. However, I would say that if you're creating such an ultimate experience, people will pay for that experience. So would you rather, and this answer, Lori, can vary by host. Would you rather have a high-end price point and host half of the month, or have a lower-end price point, kind of the Walmart strategy, right? Lower-end price point and then do volume hosting? I would rather have a higher end and less, because it's usage. We know that the turn them and burn them when it comes to chairs. And we want to make sure that our inventory stays less used as possible, because we don't have to change it very often. So it really does depend on that guest, on what their strategy is. So you can literally set your price and not worry about the competition, because the stay is so great. Another strategy would be, let's look and see what our competition, and let's try to get 20% more, and having 20%, 40%, I can get double my price. But you might have to be okay with having less people, right, in the property, and not being at full capacity, and what they call like your occupancy rate is a little bit lower. So that's the strategy we're using in our lake house. Because it's a brand new build, we don't want to just put a cheap price on that and get as many people as possible. We want people that are looking for an elevated experience, and we would be okay literally renting it 2 or 3 times a month and being able to have triple the money coming in that's going to take care of our bills. So it just depends on the strategy and what your end game is. Do you want to use it as much resources, because that means cleaning and supplies and all of the things that come with the reset, or do you really want to protect that asset and have it grow?
That's so good. So about a 20% when you're thinking about how much could I increase it by doing X, Y, Z. And so I love that. And I do think about, like, if you get overbooked, or God forbid, has anybody ever gotten double booked? Like, that would be
that happened to us for sure. And we've got 3 units in one complex, and we were able to hop them over to another unit, because sometimes those platforms, whether it's them or you, things can just get jumbled for sure. So yeah, you want to avoid that.
Just that, I could just imagine, like, 2 families showing up at once, or like whatever. But also thinking about, I love your analogy about, do you want the less stays, the more money, right? Putting in a little extra effort on the front end to get that luxury experience. Or if you have the back to back to back, you have to leave time for cleaners. Yes. You have to make sure that the cleaners did their job, because it is worth having that double check to prevent a client coming to, maybe there's a hair in a bed is the worst possible thing you can have when it comes to a short-term rental. And so making sure all of those things are already done and the house is ready to go is really important. And of course, we know those people, because I have honestly been one of them. Like, can we check in early, please? Like, we can't check you in until this time. It's okay, I don't care. Like, whatever the reason is, because you don't want to just sit in a random city that you're going to. But it's really important to make sure that you're doing those extra things, and so that you can build up your reputation of being a top host.
Absolutely.
As much money as possible. So,
well, and it does go back to, even your example of check in early, check out late, those are income streams. So think about how many income streams you can have for one property to increase the rates, because it may not just be that daily rate that's posted. It may be that you are creating a higher ROI because of the other income streams that you are offering, people to take advantage of. So there are so many add-ons. You guys talked about people that are coming maybe for a birthday party or whatever. So it could be the amenities and the property itself can increase that nightly rate, that average daily rate, or it could be that you've got a pretty competitive rate, but all of the extras are helping that be such a wonderful investment for you. So lots of options there.
Is it a thing? I have a question here. Is it a thing to in unit, once they're there, if they want something specific, it could be upgraded at that moment?
Absolutely, because you can send automated, we have Hospitable. Hospitable is a platform that talks to the other platforms, but also can send those automated emails and messages. So you could literally 4 o'clock check-in, right? If it is, and right at 4:30 or 5 o'clock, hope you settled nicely. If you've, once they arrive, settled nicely, here are a couple of options to help enhance your stay. Or better yet, like play offense to where when they book, now you can set up the timing of messages to go even before they arrive, that do they want to add on certain things. So you can set those automated messages to go throughout their stay, and by the way, would you like to add this, would you like to add that, and it's just a point and click.
Yeah. Think about people that have allergies, like maybe to a certain type of food, and making sure that there's none of that food in there, like no peanut butters in the house, or like nobody's cooked with any peanut oil or something to that effect. Or maybe somebody before when they're booking is saying like, I only drink this brand of coffee. Do you have this coffee? Absolutely. That would just be this additional amount. It's there. No problem. We'll make sure it's there for you. So being flexible too, and having a team as you're building these out and get it as automated as possible is the goal. But what are those added things for that luxury experience that people want and that will have them returning? So awesome. Well, we're rounding out the hour. I think we're going to jump back on Clubhouse to see if there's any questions we can answer. But this has been so informative. And if you're watching this now, joining us now or later, and you're not a part of the HSRA, the Home Staging and Redesign Alliance, we would love to talk to you. We would love to share what we do. We build businesses and leaders, whether it's teaching you how to stage a short-term rental, how to build your business, how to build a successful logistics team, how do you design your warehouse, whatever those things are that in the four walls of your business, we're here to help coach, guide, and train you and your team. So if you're not familiar with us, please check out myhsra.com. We're here to see you grow. We love what we do. We love our industry. We're in our industry, in the real estate and the home staging industry. And so we would love to chat with you. And any last minute words of encouragement to those out there doing short-term rentals, Jana?
It is about finding experts and just model, mimic, and master. So find people that are in this industry that you can learn from and take action. Don't just think about it. I never want to be in the same place. Like every year, at the end of the year, you always want to reflect and how am I different? What did I learn? What did I do? What action did I take? And continue to move the ball forward. So I just encourage you, follow the leaders. That's a game we learned in like elementary school. Follow the leader and model, mimic, and master, and take that action. Set a date, set a target date, co-host with someone. If you guys are interested in co-hosting, if you're interested in finding out more about STR, about setting up properties, anything that we have to offer, we want to make sure that we can be a resource for you. So go to myhsra.com, click on schedule a call, and see how we can help you guys grow business, be the business, serve the business. There's so much opportunity, and I say partner together. That's the best way when you can create a solid team to move forward with.
Awesome. Well, we will see you right back here next week. Be sure to join us early on Clubhouse next week, and then right here, same time, same place. We will see you next time.